Hello everyone, this is Catherine Toon, and I thought I'd hop on just to encourage you. It's amazing. Life is rugged. How many of you have figured that one out? And we are called overcomers. We are called blessed with every blessing in heavenly places. And sometimes, oh my goodness, we get our nose rubbed in it, right? Stuff happens, and sometimes it's just an onslaught. And, I've been having my nose rubbed in it quite a bit lately, and I am ticked, which is good. Let me tell you, let me help you in the place maybe where I know you're getting your nose rubbed in it. Hi, Betsy. Some places, and it's really important how you handle that because, wow, who are you going to be mad at? Let me tell you something. We are called to hate what is evil and cling to what is good. So it's not bad to hate evil things. It's not good to hate people because people are made in the image and likeness of love, and that is our mandate, is to love people. But where there's evil, oh my goodness, absolutely, you are to hate evil. Okay, and so I was talking to the Lord about this because I was ticked. It's just like, all right, okay, no, it's just one thing after the next. I'm like, okay, and God is not anemic. It was God's idea that you were blessed with every blessing in spiritual places, right? That grace and peace are multiplied over and over and over through the knowledge of God and Jesus our Lord, according as He's already given us everything pertaining to life and godliness. What does that not cover, right? Your life. That covers everything for your life, right? That covers your finances, your health, your relationships, all of those things, right? To life and godliness, just the ability to walk out, wow, Christ in you, the hope of glory. This is not, obviously it's about holiness, but holiness is beautiful, and it's wholeness, and it's that you manifesting God in you, the hope of glory, right? You manifesting yourself as a son and daughter, and we are called overcomers because, oh my goodness, isn't there things to overcome? And I've been ticked off too because I've been seeing how my brothers and sisters' lunches have been eaten. I'm like, this is crap. Right? Okay, so it's really important, though, in the midst of the onslaught, that you be angry but sin not. So what would sinning look like here? Well, obviously you could go out and shoot drugs or go on a shooting rampage. Okay, we're not talking about that because generally the audience that I'm talking to is not tempted, with a lot of those things that bring such destruction, but we can be tempted to get an offense towards God, right? And let me just say this, that whatever you're going through, God is not the problem. Okay? We are to hate what is evil and cling to what is good. In the place where your lunch is being eaten or someone you love, their lunch is being eaten, whether it's in your bodies, your finances, your relationships, whatever God died for on the cross, that we would prosper and be in health even as our souls prosper. Okay, there's something in that where, wow, it's not manifesting and you're getting your nose rubbed in it, right? The enemy is like gloating and mocking you. I'm like, oh, hell no, right? Right, exactly. I don't care what's going on. He doesn't get a vote, right? And so I just want to encourage you that love is the one to champion you. Everything that He has promised you, I'm telling you, okay, you do not let go of that word. If they're prophetic words that you have gotten, you cling to those things. Oh my goodness. I was sharing recently, my son was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2, and my daughter was diagnosed with Asperger's at the age of like 4-ish, maybe later. I can't remember where the official diagnosis came, but whatever, so that is like, slamming you in the face. But then recently, inadvertently, one of Robert's team, who's so incredible, oh my goodness, I just love them. I'm so grateful, and they love him so much, which is amazing. Basically, it was brought up, wow, I'm really worried that Robert's going to get schizophrenia. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, okay, come on. This is just, we are standing against the autism diagnosis and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because that's not his portion, right? I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. If you have a kid that's autistic or someone or whatever, we need to appreciate the beauty of who they are and all of that. But I still believe that that is honestly from the pit of hell, because it comes with so much torment. And so anyway, and the Lord gave me a word for him the moment I found out I was pregnant. And he said, this one will be a preacher. So I'm telling you, you war with the words that went before you. And just the fact that it's taking a while, you do not let go of the promise. I'm telling you, you are given a championship to hold on to the promise and see that puppy come to pass. And whatever's slamming you in the face, whatever's slamming in you, because we're getting it from multiple, pretty much pick a category, we're pretty much getting slammed with it. And whatever, I just like, oh, whatever, and I'm saying, you hold on to the promise. You are a champion, and love will champion you. Now, you know what? It may not look exactly like we think, and it may not be in timing that we think, but I'm telling you, faith is now. And whatever the Lord has revealed to you in your heart, you war with that from a place of rest, knowing that you're not trying to convince God. He's trying to convince you. He's trying to convince me, right? He's trying, right? Faith and grace and peace are multiplied through the knowledge of God and Jesus our Lord. Well, what's that knowledge? Well, who you really are. Well, God is love, and love never fails, right? Love has provided everything we need for life and godliness, right? Love has provided everything we need in every single area. So when you are getting your butt kicked, when you're getting your nose rubbed in, I'm just saying, you stand. And you stand in the place of rest. And you make sure you keep your heart clean from offense. Why? Because you can't receive from someone you're offended from. And we just need to be honest in the place, God, I really feel like you've let me down, or whatever. Help me with this, because love never fails. And God is not letting you down, but it may feel like that. And sometimes what happens is we get an expectation of how it's supposed to look like. And so when it doesn't manifest like that, we get offended with God. And a lot of times as believers, unbelievers have no problems telling you they're ticked off at God. But sometimes as believers, we act so dang holy that we're disconnected from what's really going on in our hearts. And that is where the issue is. By faith and patience, we inherit the promise. So when God has given you a word, and the enemy immediately comes to steal a word. How many of you know when you get a word like you're going to get this financial increase, guess what happens? Everything breaks down around you, and right? Or whatever. Well, what is that? That's just a stupid enemy. We act so surprised when the enemy does what the enemy does. Okay, I'm just saying, he is an idiot. Okay, that's just what he does. He's just going to try to steal, kill, and destroy. Let's not make a bigger deal than it is. But I'm telling you, you have the right to hate evil. And it's an evil, unrighteous thing. It's an evil, unrighteous thing when people are tormented and oppressed from whatever source that is, right? It is evil, okay? And so you have the right to hate it, but make sure you're hating the right thing, right? Hate what is evil, cling to what is good, right? In your anger, sin not. So in the place where wow, I'm really grappling, I really am kind of confused, because it's supposed to not look like this, but it totally is. So what's going on? And you work through it with your own heart, with God. But I'm telling you, you don't let go of the promise. Oh my goodness, how do you glorify God in the midst of crap? Yeah, you stand having done all stand. I'm telling you, it's a righteous thing. It's a holy thing what God has promised you. And you stand. And you stand in that promise. And you let him strengthen you in that promise. And you will see it come to pass. Because I will tell you this. I don't know what's going on. And I know what's going on with my stuff. But I'm saying God is not a liar. And he's not your problem. Okay, we don't need to convince God to be good. We don't need to remind him of good and what that looks like. We don't have to remind him to be faithful. We don't have to remind him to be loving and never failing. We don't have to remind him that he never said he would leave us or forsake us. So in the place where you have unanswered questions, be settled in what you do know. When stuff comes in and you're going what the heck? What the heck? I'm sorry, we've had such stupid things happen lately. What the heck? And it's hurt your heart. In the hurt of your heart, You stay in union with the one who loved you and gave himself up for you. You let him minister to your heart. You let him to infuse you with strength to stand, having done all stand. You know, if he leads you to do something, to war, well then by all means war. If he leads you to enter rest, then you enter rest, and that may be your war. Whatever you're supposed to do from a position of rest. There is a time to speak, and there's a time to stand, and there's a time to stand and speak. And guess who gets to decide that? Oh wow, Jesus gets to be Lord. And I'm telling you, every place that's not looking like heaven, oh my goodness, Jesus gets to be Lord. He gets to be Lord in your finances. He gets to be Lord in your bodies. He gets to be Lord with your kids. He gets to be Lord with your marriage. He gets to be Lord in your relationship. He gets to be Lord in your business, in your ministry. He gets to be Lord in I don't care what it is. He gets to be Lord. And you stand because it is a righteous thing. And I'm telling you, God will put you over. I don't know what you're going through, but I'm telling you, you stand and you will see it come to pass. And you glorify your God in the midst, because I'm telling you, he is Lord. And he gets to be Lord. And he gets to be the one to say what that's supposed to look like and how that's supposed to evolve and happen. And you stand in now, right now in faith. And let him help you do that. Let him minister his faith to you as you're looking unto him, the author and finisher. Because, oh my goodness, what does it say? He authored it, he will finish it. Because he's not a liar. He's not a liar. He is for you, even in your mess, even in your sin. It doesn't matter, okay? Even in your unbelief, he is so for you. And just allow him to minister to your heart, because as your soul prospers, you will be in health, right? You will prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. So anyway, I just want to encourage you, even in the midst of my crap, we can be joyful, right? I'm telling you, we don't need to put up with whatever. Let me tell you something. If you will enter the place of rest, if you will hang on to your joy, in the midst of the crap, it's like the devil can't handle you. What's he gonna do? Because he's already throwing crap at you, and you refuse to back up. You refuse to be back up in the place where you've really gotten hurt, and that's just a valid thing. Well, you receive ministry from God, and he will help you to stand, and he will put you over, because he is love, and he is Lord, and love never fails. Anyway, I got lots to do, so I got to hop off. I hope this has been a blessing for you to do today. I got stuff to do. It's not about your doing, though. You share this, because I'm telling you, people need this. People need to be this. I love you guys. Thank you for being such a blessing. You guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.